It turns out that the great people of New Jersey don't like higher taxes, they don't like foreign wars, and they don't like a president who can't stay awake all day.
All done by Biden. Carried out by Ray. That's right.
President Donald J. Trump.
Silence of the Lambs. Has anyone ever seen a Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter.
There is weird, and then there's New Jersey weird.
He's doing quite a good job. What do you think, Lawrence Taylor? Yes? Doing a great job. Look at those two guys, O.J. Lawrence, my golfing friends.
Oh, nah. We not doing this. Welcome to Street Politics. My name is Reese Waters. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the page. Donald Trump finally awoke in the courtroom after a day of hearing orange turd.
Really seemed to relish saying orange turd. How many times did he say it? Well, we didn't have the drinking game going, but we might as well have.
Over and over and over again. By the way, the link is in the bio if you missed any of it. And he was now finally free to campaign.
All done by Biden. Carried out by Ray. That's right.
You know what, Don? Why don't you take some time and get yourself together? Let some people warm up the crowd for you.
There's a long-standing American principle, and President Trump would never do this. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Oh, you mean like this? Or perhaps like this?
Well, thank you very much. And you know what that was? That was, I call them the J6 hostages. Not prisoners. I call them the hostages. What's happened?
Yes, some of that choir that he likes to parade around has in fact been convicted of acts of terrorism.
President Donald J. Trump.
I'm sorry, come again?
President Donald J. Trump.
Let's hear it for President Trump, y'all. Yeah, give it up. Trump, 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 Trump.
Carried out by Ray. That's right.
Ooh, Trump, it is still bad. Quick, bring somebody else on stage.
He's doing quite a good job. What do you think, Lawrence Taylor? Yes? Doing a great job. Look at those two guys, O.J. Lawrence, my golfing friends.
OJ? Who's gonna tell him?
Don't you just love that guy? Don't you just love that guy?
Oh, he meant former New York Giant Otis Anderson. Whew. But Lawrence Taylor?
I just want to say, I grew up a Democrat, and I've always been a Democrat until I met this man right here. I'll tell you what. He will not have to worry about nobody in my family ever vote for a Democrat again.
Man, ain't you supposed to be in jail? And no, I'm not referring to anything specific, just, 4+ decades of mischief. But I do see Trump cornering the ex-con electorate, though.
Silence of the Lambs. Has anyone ever seen a Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner. Remember the last scene? Excuse me, I'm about to have a friend for dinner as this poor doctor walked by. I'm about to have a friend for dinner, but Hannibal Lecter, congratulations, the late, great Hannibal Lecter. We have people that are being released into our country that we don't want in our country.
Wow, we are going after imaginary criminals now. I'm surprised he didn't bring up Heisenberg or since you're in Jersey, Tony Soprano. That is crazy. Now imagine what the Fox outrage would be. Just imagine if Biden said,
the late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
I mean, just imagine how much heads would explode. I mean, this is how they reacted to Biden, sounding like Trump.
It offends me when people talk to me and us like we're dumb. What you're making is such a dumb example. We know what we're not. We're not talking about you or me or her, anyone making an occasional gaffe.
I don't think you're dumb.
We're talking
I
about
don't
gaffe
appreciate you
after
calling
gaffe
me dumb.
after gaffe. No, you're not dumb. You're insulting. Gaffe after gaffe
insulting. I'm
after
giving an
gaffe
example of
after
I made an
gaffe.
error.
And speaking of,
If you look at you take a look at President Xi of China, talking about Beijing. Now, they've got ships circling, they have planes, but they never were doing anything.
oh, you mean he's talking about one of the major cities of his own country? The horror, a city that happens to be landlocked, by the way. So what exactly are these ships that you're talking about?
The people they're going through your country in caravans. I think it was the name I developed. I developed a lot of names. You notice that? People's names, Pocahontas, lots of different names.
People of what? You didn't finish that statement. And are you intimating that you came up with the word caravans? That is in fact a word that exists, sir. I don't know why you're taking credit for that one. Are you also claiming you came up with Pocahontas? Like, are you claiming you came up with names of real people? Wow. Soon he gonna take credit for Orange Turd.
Listen to her repeatedly call him the Orange Turd.
If you can, do whatever you can for the Republican Party, because what they do is they raise so much money through different groups that are not groups that are on our side.
You're dumb.
We're talking
I
about
don't
gaffe
appreciate you
after
calling me
gaffe
dumb.
after gaffe.
Jimmy Connors Jimmy Connors is good. He's also happy. Jimmy is a very happy man, both of them, because you know what? They want him out. Jimmy Carter had a bad reputation. Right now, he is considered a totally brilliant president by comparison.
You're dumb.
We're talking
I
about
don't
gaffe
appreciate you
after
calling
gaffe
me dumb.
after gaffe.
But you know, you did get lucky with that one, Don, because they don't know the difference between Jimmy Carter and Jimmy Connors. But we can't have a Trump rally without some good old-fashioned lies.
The one thing that's doing well is the stock market. You know why it's doing well? Because I'm leading in every single poll, and people think we're going to win. And the stock market, and it's been written about by Scott, some of the great people, they're writing that if we ever lost, if this election wasn't won by us, you'd see something like in 1929. The stock market's only doing well because everyone thinks we're going to win. We had a great stock market. But it's going up because we're leading in all the polls. If bad polls start coming up, we don't want to let that happen. You know, they're trying to rig the vote through this crap they're doing. But it's backfired. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Look at what he's doing with Israel. Look at what he's doing. This man is destroying our country. He's destroying our allies. And you know what? I was tough on our allies, too, because our allies always took advantage of us. But once I got them straightened out, it was fine.
The man couldn't even finish a lie without giving himself credit and thus exposing it as a lie. That is hard work. That is hard to do. That is like when your own vices are battling it out in your head, and as always, your arrogance and your megalomania won out. But this one is my favorite.
When I'm president, we will not allow our colleges to be taken over by violent radicals. And if you come here from another country and try to bring jihadism or anti-Americanism or anti-Semitism to our campuses, we will immediately deport you. You'll be out of that school.
Is that what you think? That the protesters are coming from outside the country? Like, is that what are they saying on Fox News?
You're dumb.
We're talking
I
about
don't
gaffe
appreciate you
after
calling me
gaffe
dumb.
after gaffe.
All right, it's time to wind this down. Do you have anything heartfelt to say?
I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms in America, and especially to my wife, Melania. I'll be home in a little while. And we're also thinking about Melania's incredible mother who just passed away, Amalia, one of the most beautiful women inside and out that I've ever known. So we want to say hello. She's up there looking down right now. She's saying, that's a large crowd of people.
I can only imagine Trump at a funeral. Here lies Winston, And I'm sure he is so happy looking down from heaven at all the people who showed up to his funeral to listen to me.
I love these Saturday evenings. Is there anything better than a Trump rally? If some of these wackos came along, you know, these liberal singers said, actually vote for me. You know, they all vote for me. They say, oh, Trump, I don't know. You know, like Bruce Springsteen. We have a much bigger crowd than Bruce Springsteen, right? Much bigger.
So that was the move in New Jersey. While you're insulting these liberal singers, the person that came to mind to trash was Bruce Springsteen. That was the move. Wow, the way your brain works. You sure you don't have nothing negative you want to say about, John Bon Jovi? Why don't you go ahead and take a run at Frank Sinatra while you're at it, and then close with Snooki from Jersey Shore. Oh, Don, this is your crowd.
A tender-hearted woman's song for half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she sighed.